$50,000 up, especially you can give everyone here like a $50,000 up, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently. A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid.
Congress passed the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, banning Chinese laborers from entering the U.S. at the time. Chinese workers came to America to send money back to their families, and they were willing to work for lower wages than Americans. This is a very articulate young black man. He probably got made fun of for not being black enough. Great young man. I hope he does well in life.
Even here in the United States, yet
because we need more of this. We need more black people fucking fighting back the stupidity of other black people. The stupidity. I can't remember his name. It was D.B. Dubois or some shit like that, right? He proposed that we need to have a hierarchy with black people. It's the intelligent, the socioeconomic hierarchy classes of black people need to be separated by the intellectuals, and we need to leave niggas and niggers down below. But instead, because of the fucking psycho operations and shit that go on in this country, the government, we do the opposite. We put the gangsters, King Von. We worship the King Vons, the serial killers in the fucking world. We give fucking NBA young boys. All these guys are the quote unquote upper echelon of the black society, instead of young men like this.
They have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time?
Yes.
Which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI.
Oh, young Matt.
Yet,
see, unfortunately, too, just off of how she responded, she thinks she knows everything. She thinks she knows everything. Here's the situation. When you get, it's not like you're going to get older, but what separates you from being someone like her, I don't even have to hear what she had to say. The fact that she responded the way that she responded already tells me she's closed-minded. This is not a conversation that's happening. She's in the position of, she's in defense mode. There's no conversation that's going to be had. She's trying to win the conversation. She's trying to win. What you can get from this reaction to this video is in real life. You need to identify people when you're trying to actually have a conversation. You need to identify those that just want to win, man. They just want to win, because then at that point, just walk away. There's no point in even trying to have a conversation with people who are closed-minded. It's just none. NPC.
White people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lie.
You see that? You see that? That's crazy. We even got the fact checks right here. My man's 3 for 3.
Lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument.
Now, that's not a bad argument. Stats don't necessarily lie. They just could be misleading. That's what she needs to, that's what she did not, that she was unsuccessful in saying. Stats don't necessarily lie. The way that they're presented can be misleading. Okay?
Argument on stats don't lie. You've already lost the argument. They lie. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them.
Bro, this argument is used so much. It's been used. I'm 30, bro. I'm 30. I've heard this same argument for 30 years. This is why I say, man, like, you just can't talk to some people. They want to continue to be the victim. Oh my God, America keeps oppressing America. Yes, it does. It does. Okay, now move fucking forward. Now what? Stop falling for the fucking traps that are there. It's 2025. 2025. The game plan has been the same for fucking 50 years. Come on now.
to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth.
Okay, he was good until this part right here. Now, I will admit, yes, there are definitely some unfairness for a lot of white people, especially in today's time. And I can completely understand the white supremacist type of feeling and stuff like that, you know, white pride. I completely understand it. But he's wrong, man. Once again, you guys, I know I may not look it, but I have my loan license and my real estate license, you guys. There's something called redlining that existed, right? Redlining, we had to learn about this because you cannot do this when you have the ability to originate loans. And so I had to learn about this. Redlining is a discriminatory practice where financial institutions deny or limit services like loans or insurance to residents of specific neighborhoods, often based on racial or ethnic composition. This practice historically has been most notably associated with the denial of mortgages and other financial services to black communities and other communities of color. The term redlining originated from the practice of drawing red lines on maps to denote areas deemed too risky for investment, effectively isolating those areas from financial resources. Key aspects of redlining. Redlining is a form of discrimination that denies or limits access to financial services based on where people live rather than their individual qualifications. This redlining emerged in the 1930s. Now, while that may be abolished for the most part in today's time, for him to state that there is no systemic racism is completely untrue. It is completely untrue, 100% untrue, right? What is now is the systemic racism has lessened its grip on society, and it's a lot more subtle. It's a lot more subtle, right? Granted, a lot more people are starting to understand that your color doesn't determine your effectiveness, your productivity, your efficiency, right? Your ability for your value. It doesn't. People are starting to be able to look past that a lot more nowadays, right? However, for him to completely say that it's systemic racism, and for anyone to say systemic racism just doesn't exist in America, completely false. If anything, it's a ghost, it's a shell of its former self, but it's still very much alive, just a little bit more subtle. It's like a little will-o-wisp. It's like a little wisp in the air, you know what I mean? And it's very closeted, very, very closeted.
You have King Von rapping about killing other black men.
Yes,
Why
yes.
should I think that the white man is the oppressor?
Yes.
When black men are more likely to
I love talking about that, and she laughs about
kill
it.
me.
Oh my
Tell me.
God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Yo, mama? Fuck no. If your intelligence ain't on the same level as mine, you beneath me. Get on your knees, suck my dick, shorty.
Okay.
Fuck outta here.
So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset.
No, because that's subjective. And he's already stated, right? He used the example of the Chinese Act of 1882. How many times do we have to see many immigrants come out and do the things that we should be doing since we were already born here, right? Systemic racism is factual, actual systems in place that affect race and opportunities. She's talking about a subjective experience. Redlining is an example that I gave you, a real, actual process that existed in mortgages and loans, which completely resulted in the possibility or opportunities of home ownership, which affects your livelihood. Look at houses nowadays, you guys. You know what I'm saying? She is trying to express something like an idea that she just unfortunately does not have the right words to convey.
So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off.
And she didn't actually even give a fucking example. She didn't give an example. I had to defend her on that. You know, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. But one last thing. He originally said giving everyone $50,000 isn't going to change the median income. Look at this. If the world's wealth were distributed evenly, if all the world's wealth were evenly distributed, each person would receive a substantial sum, but the impact of the global economy, individual lifestyles will be complex and potentially disruptive. While it may seem like a solution to global poverty, the practical implications of such a distribution are far-reaching and not necessarily beneficial in the long term. Here's a breakdown of the potential consequences. Estimates suggest that if the world's wealth were divided equally, each person would receive around $52,000 according to the calculation from Quora. Economic instability, stock market collapse. What's going to happen, and what people have said, you guys, and the rich people have said this, even if you were to distribute the money evenly, it's all going to go back into the same hands after 10 years. Why? Because we got people who built Amazon. We got people who built Apple. We got people who built. And so if you just get money, that's not going to change shit because you didn't change your mind. You didn't change your mindset. What are you going to do with $50,000? What the fuck are you going to do with $50,000? A lot of you just going to pay off your debt. Okay, cool. But why don't you use debt to help you out? Okay. You're going to buy a car. You're going to invest in a business. A lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even know what fucking business to invest in. Bro, you're going to lose money starting a business. And a lot of y'all don't even know that shit. Everyone feels like they're going to, if they were to get just a certain amount of money, they would do it. They'd change their life and shit like that. While it may be true for a degree, it's only going to give you some extra shit. A lot of y'all don't have the mindset to keep the money or to grow the money. That's what it's about. So this young man is great. So the existence of racial disparities does not prove racial discrimination. We're gonna respond to this. He turned off replies. He turned off replies. Of course. One word. Redlining. An actual systemic procedure that existed in financing that literally was racist in nature. I have my loan license and real estate license. I can tell you, sir, are operating from emotion rather than logic. Effects of soy boy syndrome. Boom. That's how you get it. All right, nail in the coffin. Bang. I gotta get like a damn, what's like a sound for that? But yeah, that's about it, man. Actually, I kind of want to watch this, but let me go use the restroom real quick.